I hope you're having an amazing week so far. I am back at you with another personal growth video. And today's topic is really around the importance of getting constructive feedback along your journey. So as you may know from my prior videos, I've been doing a bit of a mini-series based on the work of Valorie Burton, who wrote the book Successful Women Think Differently. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend that you add it to your personal growth reading list. It walks you through several self-coaching exercises that you can use to really up-level your mindset and your idea of what's possible for your life. So this is really one of those books that's going to help you step into your power and live it to the fullest. So I really love this book, and the cool thing is that you can read it more than once. I'm on my second time through the book, and I find that every time you visit a passage, you're going to get something slightly different out of it because you're always growing and evolving. So anyway, at the beginning of the book, Valorie Burton lays out this foundational groundwork she calls the 7 key decisions of success, and these kind of lay a foundation for all of the content that comes later in the book. And so over the past couple weeks, I've gone through the first 5 of them, and I'll go through them really quickly. It was I do not downsize my dreams was the first one. The second one is I focus on solutions, not problems. The third one is I choose to be authentic. The fourth one is I choose courage over fear. The fifth one, I choose relationships wisely. And the sixth one, which we're covering today, is I actively seek feedback and use it to grow. So if you haven't seen my other videos yet, be sure to go back and watch those. They're pretty short. All of them are less than 10 minutes. So anyway, I want to read a quick passage from the book about this particular key decision of success. I actively seek feedback and use it to grow. It's a really short passage, and Valorie does such a great job of breaking this down. She says, you need people around you who will tell you the truth. Resilient women know this. And even when they don't like what they hear, they listen, process it, and ask themselves, is there a grain of truth to this feedback, even if it's negative? Your limited perspective is not enough. Be humble. Use failures and mistakes as learning tools. Put yourself around people who know more than you and learn all that you can from them. So I really love this passage because, it's one of those things that is so invaluable. You can read books, you can take courses, you can study and, go to university, whatever. But at the end of the day, being around people who can help you to see those areas of yourself that may be blind spots for you is going to help you grow and go to such a deeper level of what's possible for your life. And so I want to share with you 4 tips around kind of how to do that, because it's, getting feedback is not necessarily the easiest thing to do all the time. As a highly creative person, I'm always working on something, and you would be surprised, like you think that you've thought this whole thing out and you've seen it from every angle, and then you pitch it to somebody and they're like, have you considered this? And it opens up such a wide world of new possibilities that enable you and empower you to create an even greater work than you could have come up with. So that's the real power in being able to share your journey with other people, the right people, of course, who are going to uplift you, who are going to keep you motivated and inspired, but also be able to tell you the truth, and maybe some things that you don't really want to hear, but those are the areas where you can really grow, and it's so important to do that. So my first tip for being able to get that constructive feedback is to be willing to ask for it. Open yourself up to share what you're working on, and ask people questions, and really just be able to listen to what they have to say and be objective about it. Of course, this means going to the right people. The second tip I have for you is I have some notes here so I don't get off track. The second one is to identify positive like minds. This kind of goes with the first tip. So if you're around highly critical people, obviously those are not the ones you want to ask. Feedback that's constructive should do 3 things. It should inspire you, it should motivate you, and encourage you to continue moving forward. If you get feedback from someone and you feel so devastated that you don't want to move forward, then there's a bit of a problem there. And it could be that you don't want to hear what they have to say, but it also could be that the feedback is judgmental or harsh. And so, knowing what constructive feedback really is will help you identify the right people so that you can be able to share what you're working on and share your plans and your journey. Even, I'm not just talking about business or career plans, I'm talking about personal plans, even when it comes to even relationships, right? So being able to understand what constructive and efficient feedback is very important. So just always remember that you should feel motivated, you should feel encouraged and inspired to continue on, make those improvements and go forward. So that's how you will know how to identify those people. So the first one was to be open to constructive feedback. The second one, identify some positive people that can help you with that. The third one is to join a community of like minds. And that might be a business group, that could be something around a hobby or an interest that you have. It's so important to make sure that you're around like-minded people, because all of us are different. If you're a highly creative person and you're around people that don't really value the creative side as much, it's going to be really hard for you to be able to share what you're working on and feel affirmed in that, although getting some constructive feedback. So making sure that you're finding a community of like-minded people is really important. And the fourth tip I have is, once you find that community, look for an accountability partner, someone who you can link up with, even if it's over coffee or via a Skype call once a week, and share your goals. You might have, let's say, 1 to 3 goals for the week. You tell them what your goals are, and then you guys meet up at the end of the week, and they know what your goals are. They ask you about it, and you can ask them, so what do you think about this? They can give you some feedback on what they think about the progress you've made so far, and you might get some better ideas on how to move forward. And of course, vice versa, you both would share your goals with one another. And this can be a really quick meeting. 15 to 20 minutes is all you need. And so having that accountability will help you stay motivated, and also making sure that you're finding, you want your accountability partner to be someone who's not afraid to tell you what they honestly think. They're not your mentor, they're not your coach, but just someone who you can share what you're working on and be able to exchange feedback, and also practice giving constructive feedback. This will actually help you to receive constructive feedback. So between these 4 things, being able to be open to that constructive feedback, identify positive people who can help you with that, find a community of like-minded folks, and once you're in that community, talk to people and find an accountability partner that's in alignment with your journey and what you're working on. And this is how you'll be able to leverage the power of constructive feedback for your personal and professional growth, because ultimately this is about creating a life that is your version of happiness and success. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you're looking for a community of other women who are working on their goals, and some place that you can find an accountability partner, I hope that you'll come over to the Holistic Business Mastermind group on Facebook. You can find that at rohiniwellness.com/group. I'll link that in the description of this video. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.